Hey, this is Gary Payne. Welcome to Ask the Imam Show. Welcome back. Imam Masri, thank you for coming back again.
My pleasure.
Last time we talked, you kind of enticed me in a lot of things, intrigued me in some of the things you said about your Islamic beliefs in Jesus and some of the prophets. You know, if you could you enlighten me a little bit more and about what is the difference between Islam and Muslim? And if you don't mind, if you could take a few minutes and explain to me a little bit more in depth about this religion of Islam, where their stance is.
My pleasure. Yes, the word Islam comes from the word salam, the root word salam, which means peace. So Islam is to enter into peace with God, and through following this religion, you are expected to become a peaceful person. So the word Muslim represents a person, that means peaceful, and the word Islamic referring to an object or a conference or a country. You can say Islamic this and Islamic that. Islam has similar beliefs to Judaism and Christianity. We believe in the same God. Believe it or not, we have the same God and we worship the same God. Many people ask me this, you worship a different God? No, we worship the same God you worship. But we refer to God with his real name, Allah. And this is not just for Muslims. For example, Arabs who are Christians or Jews, they also call God Allah. The belief in one God is central to everything in Islam. All our religion is founded on this concept of monotheism. We also believe in meeting God on the Day of Judgment. So we believe this life is short, where we interact with each other, and then when we die, we don't believe it's the end. We believe there will be another opportunity where we'll be brought back to life by God, and then we will be judged for what we did in this life, and we will be either sent to heaven if we did well in this life, or we will be punished in hell if we did terrible in this life. So that's a central belief for us, that we are personally responsible for our actions, and we will be held accountable on the Day of Judgment by God himself, and we will either end up in heaven or hell. We also believe in the angels, that God created beings from pure light that are all over the place. We don't see them, but they see us. They actually are all around us. They help us, they protect us, they record our deeds for the Day of Judgment.
We would call that guardian angel.
Sometimes
my mother would say that when I was growing up.
Yeah, a guardian angel comes really from the idea that each person has a guardian angel. And
or you believe this is actual?
Actual, yes.
Not like a story.
Not a story, yes.
I used to think my mom was just saying that to make me feel good.
Yes. Well, in Christianity, in Judaism, there is kind of the same concept, but because none of us really know enough about the angels, so a lot of stuff has been changed over time. So now many people refer to angels like little babies with wings, but really angels are beings created by God from pure light. They do have wings. They serve in many functions across this universe. One of those functions is to deliver the messages from God to humanity, to the different prophets.
Well, we believe there's an angel Gabriel for that.
The angel Gabriel is the archangel. He is the chief angel.
Okay.
And he is responsible for delivering the messages to prophets. So, and that leads us to the fourth belief in Islam, and that is prophets or messengers of God. These are human beings just like us, but they were selected by God to receive that message via the angel Gabriel, and in turn deliver it to their people. So we believe in many prophets or messengers of God, like Noah was a great prophet, Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, David, Solomon, Zacharias, John the Baptist.
All of these you guys believe?
We believe in all of them. There's 25 mentioned by name in the Quran with their stories. And
The ones you mentioned, I know.
And many are similar to the ones you have in the Bible.
Yes.
And we believe and we are told that every nation, every part of humanity received a prophet, a messenger from God to teach them, what God wants from us as human beings. Now, that message that these prophets got came as revelations, inspired by God to these prophets. So we believe Moses, for example, received the Torah on Mount Sinai. We believe Jesus received the gospel. We believe Muhammad received the Quran. And every prophet actually received revelation from God, and he in turn taught his people. So as Muslims, we believe in the Torah and the gospel and the Quran, that they are from God.
So you believe and respect the Torah, as you're telling me, in the Bible?
Yes. Well, in the Quran, God says, we have revealed the Torah. Therein is guidance and light. And he says, we revealed the gospel, and therein is guidance and light. And he says, let the people of the Torah judge by the Torah. And let the people of the gospel, meaning the Christians, judge by the gospel. And he revealed the Quran, and he says, judge by your Quran. So we as Muslims believe in all of these prophets and all of these revelations or books that they received. I cannot be a Muslim if I refuse to believe in Moses or Jesus or Abraham, or refuse to believe in the Torah or the gospel.
Really?
So it's part of my faith. And the last belief, which is probably hard for some folks to understand, and that is the belief in God's will. God created us for a purpose in this life, and we have a limited time. We will depart from this life by God's will. And whatever happens in this life is for a reason, and we are actually...
Good or bad?
Good or bad, we're taking a test. So if God gives you money, God wants to see what you're going to do with it. And if God take away your money, he wants to see what you're going to do without it. And whatever choices you make, that is the purpose of this test. Just like in college, you give students questions and multiple choice, and they choose the answer. So God is the one who is giving us the questions in this life, and giving us the opportunity to make up our minds and choose the answers that we think is right, and based on that he will grade us.
Free will is what we believe.
Free will, we believe in free will, but we believe there are two wills, the will of God and the will of man. The will of God is superior. Whatever God wills will happen.
Agreed.
And the will of man, if it matches the will of God, it will happen, and if it doesn't, it won't happen. Okay? But we will be judged for the will we exercise. So for example, let's say you go out and you intend, I'm going to go to the office by 9 o'clock. Your will is to get to the office by 9 o'clock. But somebody intercepts you, you have a car accident, you actually end up in the hospital. Well, God's will was for you to end up in the hospital, not in your office.
Okay.
And he's testing you to see how you're going to act in this situation, right?
I'll agree. Sometimes I
So
think
this is for us to understand that not everything is under our control. If something not good happens, we should be patient. We should know that God is watching, God is with us, and will help us through it, but we have to be tested.
very similar belief systems. Very similar.
Yes, indeed.
Kind of shocking, to be honest with you. You got my head like full of a billion questions. If you've got questions like I am having right now in my head, send them at the bottom. Leave a comment, questions, remarks, and we'll get back and like to get back with you and ask you, because I'd like to get a little bit more detailed questions of some of
We
the
love
topics
to
you
answer
touched.
questions. We're here to share and to answer questions and
I'm
educate.
truthfully just surprised at some of the things you've told me today. So I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Guys, thanks for
pleasure.
watching the video. See you next time.